화제로 요진이 곁에 있는 거야?
The second quarter of 2026 arrives with a list that's going to make it very hard to choose what to watch first. Dramas already on air that are breaking records, long-awaited comebacks, and fresh new entries that promise to change the landscape. In this top 10, I'll walk you through the most anticipated of April, May, and June, from number 10 down to number 1. But before we get started, it would mean a lot if you took a moment to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for your kind support. Number 10. Suddenly Intern. In the Korean corporate world, where hierarchy is everything, the idea of the chairman of one of the country's most powerful conglomerates ending up as a first-year intern sounds like a comedy. And that's exactly what happens to Kang Yong-ho when an accident swaps his soul with that of a young soccer player. Suddenly, Intern bets on a body swap premise with a lot of comedic potential and explores it with good humor. The dynamic of a chairman's soul and a young body navigating the world of entry-level employees drives almost all of the entertainment. The drama doesn't yet have a confirmed international streaming platform, so international viewers will need to wait. The story promises to be light and entertaining, but it's too early to judge whether the script can sustain the energy. For fans of office comedies with a fantasy twist, this has all the signs of being an entertaining option. I have faith in it, but we'll have to see if the execution lives up to the premise. Number 9. Reverse. What happens when the person who spent 15 years planning a revenge wakes up remembering nothing? That's exactly what happens to Myojin. An explosion at the villa destroys her memories at the exact moment she had everything ready to act. Reverse is a revenge and amnesia thriller that makes good use of its 8 episodes. The pace is tight from the very first episode, and the tension never drops. Each episode brings new layers about what really happened in that accident. Seo Ji-hai carries Myo-jin with a fragility that contrasts very well with the story surrounding her, and Go-soo builds a character you take a long time to fully read. With only 8 episodes, there's no filler. Everything on screen is placed with intention. The only platform available is WAV, which limits international access. A compact and well-executed thriller that keeps you glued to the screen. If you can access it, it's worth every minute. One of the strongest offerings of the quarter in the genre. Number 8. The Legend of Kitchen Soldier. A soldier on kitchen duty at the barracks receives a hologram that gives him missions. Every time he completes one, his cooking skills improve. What seemed like a punishment assignment turns into something completely unexpected. Legend of Kitchen Soldier is the most original and hard to categorize offering of this quarter. The blend of military comedy, fantasy, and gastronomy has no clear precedent, which is both a point in its favor and a point of uncertainty. The drama doesn't yet have a confirmed international streaming platform, and available information is limited. Park Ji-hoon carries the project with an energy that seems to work well in the light tone it proposes. With limited episodes available, it's still too early for a definitive verdict. The premise is solid, and it has all the signs of being a pleasant surprise of the quarter. We'll have to see if the execution matches the idea. I have a lot of faith in this one. Number 7. Filing for Love. Ju In-ah walks into the office, and everyone runs. She's the youngest audit team leader in the company's history, known for professionally destroying anyone who crosses her path. And for reasons nobody fully understands yet, she's just assigned No Ki-jun, the team's ace, to the department that handles the company's most embarrassing internal scandals. Filing for Love is exactly what you'd expect from an office romantic comedy starring Shin Hae-sun. It has poorly disguised sexual tension, supporting characters that steal scenes, and a dynamic between the two leads that builds with patience before it explodes. Gong Myung carries Ki-jun with a natural humor that works very well against Shin Hae-sun's intensity. The corporate audit setting gives the romance a context different from the usual and makes the complications more creative. No international streaming platform has been confirmed yet. If the drama delivers on the promise of its early episodes, it's one of the romances of the year. Shin Hae-sun in ruthless boss mode is a spectacle that's already worth the price of admission. Number 6. Goldland. It all starts with the wrong discovery. Kim Hee-ju works as a security agent at an airport, and at the worst possible moment ends up holding gold bars from a smuggling organization. What should have been someone else's problem becomes the center of her life in ways she didn't expect and didn't want. Goldland has a premise that sounds like an action thriller, but from what's been seen, it points towards something darker: the transformation of an ordinary person under the pressure of greed. Park Bo-young in this kind of moral dissolution role is something we genuinely haven't seen from her, and that alone generates anticipation. The production team has a solid track record and the supporting cast is excellent. It's confirmed for Disney Plus in the first half of 2026, but the exact date hasn't been announced. It has all the signs of being one of Disney Plus's most ambitious dramas this year. The premise is solid, and Park Bo-young in anti-heroine mode is something that needs to be seen. Very excited for this one. Number 5. Wicked World. What happens when the most feared villainess of the Joseon era wakes up in the body of an unknown actress in 2026? Kang Dan-sim was not an ordinary criminal. She was a woman of power who was sentenced to death for crimes she herself denies committing, and she has no intention of behaving. Wicked World plays with a combination of historical comedy and modern romance that already has precedence in K-drama, but the approach here is edgier than usual. The lead is not a noble heroine, but someone with ambition, cruelty, and a lot to prove. Lim Ji-yeon is exactly the kind of actress you need to carry this character, and the teaser confirms it. The Chaebol Heo Nam-joon build seems to work well as a counterweight. It arrives in May on SBS, and the international platform is still to be confirmed. The premise is delicious, and the casting is excellent. If the script lives up to what the teaser promises, Wicked World has everything to be a major surprise of the year. Number 4. Doctor on the Edge. On the margins of South Korea's healthcare system exists an unglamorous figure. The public health doctor assigned to rural communities. The system forgot. That's exactly the fate waiting for a small group of physicians who suddenly find themselves with everything the university hospital never taught them. Doctor on the Edge is adapted from a popular webtoon and aims to be a medical drama with a very different focus from the usual. Far from big hospitals and spectacular emergency procedures, the story lives in the everyday and the human. Lee Jun-hyuk and Shin Hae-sun as leads are a combination that generates a lot of anticipation. It arrives in June, and the international streaming platform hasn't been confirmed yet. A medical drama unlike anything we've seen before. The premise has real potential, and the cast confirms this is one of the quarter's most serious projects. Looking forward to it. Number 3. We Are All Trying Here. Hong Don-man wants to make films. He has talent, he has ideas, and he's the only one in his university film group who still hasn't made his debut. While his classmates keep adding movies and awards, he keeps waiting for that first project that never seems to come. And it's eating him alive in ways he doesn't always know how to name. We Are All Trying Here is written by Park Hae-young, the same person behind My Mister and My Liberation Notes, and that shows in every line of dialogue. It's not a drama of grand confrontations, but of that interior noise everyone recognizes. The jealousy that shames, the feeling of falling behind, the exhaustion of pretending everything is fine. Hu Kyo-hwan and Go Yeon-jung build a connection that feels real and develops with the patience this kind of story needs. With 12 episodes on Netflix and JTBC, it has the space to breathe. One of the year's most anticipated dramas, and for very concrete reasons, Park Hae-young doesn't disappoint. If you're looking for something that makes you think about your own life while watching, this is the one. Number 2. Sold Out on You. Matthew Lee has 3 jobs, a quiet village, and the world's only farm that produces rare mushrooms. His life works exactly the way he wants it to, until Dam Ye-jin shows up. She's the most successful home shopping host in the industry, and she arrived in Daeukpung ready to do whatever it takes to get those mushrooms for her show. Sold Out on You has the healing romance formula that works when executed well. 2 people from completely different worlds who slowly find common ground. An Hyo-seop carries Matthew with a dry humor and a warmth that reveals itself gradually, and Chae Won-bin builds Dam Ye-jin as someone who seems perfect on the outside but carries an insomnia that says a lot about how she really lives. The countryside setting gives the romance a different rhythm from the usual office drama. Like any romance of this kind, there are moments where the central conflict relies on misunderstandings that feel avoidable. The strongest candidate for Netflix sleeper hit of the year. Well-built characters, a naturally funny dynamic, and the kind of romance that has you smiling without realizing it. Number 1. Perfect Crown. What would you do if the only thing standing between you and having everything was a royal title? Sung Hee-ju has money, intelligence, and a company she leads without blinking. But in this version of Korea, where constitutional monarchy still exists and royal lineage is everything, her status as a commoner is the one ceiling she can't break through alone. The solution she finds is as calculated as she is. A contract marriage with the prince, who appears to have everything, but in reality has nothing. Perfect Crown is the year's most anticipated drama, and it manages those expectations well. IU builds Hee-ju as a woman who doesn't need to be rescued. She chooses this alliance through pure strategy, which makes her infinitely more interesting than the usual archetype. Baeon Woo-seok carries Prince Yeon with a restraint and a sadness that makes you want to know him better episode by episode. The reunion of the two, who shared a screen in Scarlet Heart a decade ago, has something of a circle closing. Director Park Joon-hwa guarantees high production value. Available on Disney Plus and NBC from April 10th. Everything points to Perfect Crown dominating the conversation for weeks. With IU, Baeon Woo-seok, and Park Joon-hwa together, the bar is set impossibly high. And I have complete faith they're going to clear it. And that's a wrap for today on Max Asian. The second quarter of 2026 has everything it takes to be one of the best periods for K-drama in years. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next uploads. Which of these are already on your list? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next one.